Okay, fair warning, in this stage select video, more than half the stages are probably just static pictures. And there's not much I can say about static pictures, so we're probably going to be like blowing through a lot of the stages pretty quickly because there's not much to say. Well, anyway, starting off this video, we're going to have Crack Life Shrek Swamp by Pain Cupcake. And we've got our first static picture. And it's a green blurry room with a fat green pillar in it in the like back corner of the room. I am not sure what purpose this would ever serve me. So I'm going to basically just say I'm going to pass on this stage. I don't need a green room with a fat pillar. Okay, Hunter Julian made this Persona free stage, Tartarus Entrance. Now we got a static picture of the Tartarus Entrance from Persona 3. And the first thing I can say about this stage is I'm glad this isn't like a screenshot of Persona 3 with like the character icons up on the right. Maybe this is from one of the Persona fighting games, I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm going to hold on to this one until something better comes along to represent this area from Persona 3. If there's a better Persona 3 Tartarus Entrance stage out there, let me know. Because I would gladly swap it out for like something like animated. Okay, Adam S. made this Roblox stage, Speedrun 4 Grassy Hills Classic. Now, it's another static picture, but at least we got zoom. There's no technical issues with it that I see. So it works, but it's kind of like straddling the line between like blurry, but not blurry enough to AI upscale. So like I don't think like I could really improve this with an AI upscale, or even maybe it's even worth the time to even try. It really just comes down to, do you want this stage do you have a soft spot for this Roblox stage? Me particularly, I feel like I have plenty of Roblox stages already. I'm gonna pass on this one probably. BTNetwork made these free Movie Star Planet 2 stages. We got mall, we got dressing room, and we got red carpet. Okay, so all three of them are static pictures, but they're decently sharp and nice looking. The only real issue I see that bothers me is maybe the Z offset is too low, like the characters are a little too low on the image. Okay, I'm going to look at the next one. Now, once again, this is actually pretty sharp and nice looking, and this is my favorite of the three. Like, I could see myself keeping this just for the hell of it, because I don't have a dressing room representation, I guess, in Mugen. I just need to move the Z offset up some. That's not worthy of a stage surgery, at least, but, yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys can figure out Z offset by just reducing the Z offset number on your own end. Now we have the problematic one, red carpet. Okay, this one is definitely blurrier than the others. And if we walk to the right, thanks to this palm tree in the corner, we have definite walking on a picture syndrome. Like, this palm tree is supposed to be in the foreground, but we're clearly, like, you know, in front of it. So that really hurts this stage, besides the fact that it's blurry for no reason. Yeah, I'm going to pass on this one, definitely, of the three. Jewelman 10 made this Joust stage, Joust Arena. Now, as we can see, Jewelman 10 is using that mobile phone view that he likes. So it's like this really narrow stage. However, I like this stage, and I will be rescaling it and probably releasing it as a stage surgery pretty soon after this video. Louis Does Mugen made this Clayfighter stage, Mudville Mansion. Now, this stage is like way too big, but it's decent enough image, and we have a definite floor to work with. So I think what we really just need to do is rescale this stage and shrink it down some and put our characters like so in the middle of this carpet maybe to walk on. I'd have to take a quick look trying to find this from the actual game to see where the characters are walking, but I assume it's probably in the middle of that carpet. So yeah, probably a rescale of this coming in the future. Next we have a set of Gmod Tower stages by Supercar 11. They're all basically static pictures. Okay, Lobby 2 Boardwalk. Now this is a really nice high-res image, but why are we off the screen practically? And also the scale is crazy wrong. Like by the time Kung Fu Man walked to that bush, he'd be super tiny. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of around to like really gauge scale that well. So maybe I'll rescale this, maybe not. If somebody asks me to, I'll definitely will, but for now, I'm probably going to prioritize other things. We got Boardwalk View. Once again, our characters are off the screen on this resolution. And I'm not really sure the scale is off. It's really hard to tell. They need to be moved up a little regardless. Even if that might put them like off the edge almost. Then we got Lobby 2 main area. And once again, the scale is crazy off. By the time we walk to those steps, we'd be like freaking ant size. Once again, this really needs a rescale, but it's hard to gauge when like something's not closer to the camera. I feel like I had a Gmod Tower stage from like Supercar a long time ago in one of these videos, and I couldn't figure out how to scale it, so I never released it. Okay, also by Supercar 11, we have Tower Unite Lobby 3. And once again, I think we have scaling issues. Um, it's a nice high-res image, though. It would work pretty well as a stage. It even has like a proper floor. It just needs rescaled and maybe like, yeah, just move the Z offset maybe to the middle of this little path. It's hard to say, but it definitely needs rescaled. Okay, this is another stage by Supercar 11, but this time it's from Ultrakill, Clair de Lune. Now, I like the aesthetic of the stage, but once again, why is the Z offset so low? Like, I think I'll keep this stage and just move the Z offset up some. It's once again, it's very hard to tell what the scale is without being familiar with the game. But definitely not enough for a stage surgery. But I think I will keep it. Jake Ramen made this Elden Ring stage labeled Distorted. Now, as you can plainly see, my characters are super tiny in the stage with this resolution. And I think we have some frozen animations up here. I think this is a waterfall. This like gray thing like behind these ruins. I think that's a waterfall probably kicking up steam that we've screenshotted. If he would have grabbed a couple more screenshots, he probably could have like faked some animation on that waterfall. Also, if like I know it's hard to tell with this resolution, but like I think we're walking on a picture syndrome a bit, walking on this like grayish lake. So yeah, we're like clearly like walking on a picture of a little bit. That said, it looks blurry, but I think that's just the texturing and shrinking it to this size. Uh, I personally won't be keeping this stage, mainly because I keep stages to have them come up in arcade mode. And can you imagine this coming up in my arcade mode and then like struggling to see the characters? I don't think people would appreciate that very much. However, I can't say this stage is completely bad for what it is. Rocky fans 75,000 made this stage called Classic Roblox. Now, if you didn't know this was supposed to be Roblox, you wouldn't be able to tell. It's so blurry. Like, I know these are supposed to be the little green notches, I'm pretty sure, but they're just blurred out so bad that you can't tell. So I feel like this is actually quite a bad rep for Roblox from Mugen. I got plenty of Roblox stages that I can actually tell are Roblox, so I won't be keeping this. Beluga Sturgeon made this Counterstrike stage, Counterstrike office. Now we have a very nice and sharp high-res image of this office. And, you know, I don't see any technical issues, but I do think the scale needs to be increased a bit. I think like this background could be brought up a bit. I feel like if we walked to this filing cabinet, we'd be pretty small by the time we got there compared to like human size in this doorway. Also, if we walked to that doorway, we'd probably be only like half size by the time we got to it. So yeah, I feel like the stage needs to be shrunk down a little or some kind of rescaling done to it to make the characters look more natural inside of it. Uh, Che Yo, the AI admirer, made this Quake stage introduction. As we can see, obviously there's exposed void below the stage. We got some reflections that shouldn't be there, combined with shadows, which we never want. These flames probably, if we took a couple more screenshots, probably could have been animated. We also are kind of walking into the wall over here and probably walking a little bit too far off the stage to begin with. That's basically it on this one. It just needs some like editing to pull it down and have some stuff moved around to like probably fix it up and have the bound or the player bound tightened up a little. Uh, you might see a stage surgery of this fixing those minor issues coming up. Okay, this is a Shovel Knight stage originally made by Old Gamer and then edited by Steph Boyardee. Plains of Passage. Now, apparently there used to be a Shovel Knight character in the background, and I think it got replaced by this green slime thing because he didn't want the stage to conflict with Shovel Knight characters, which I can sympathize with. I do that a lot. Uh, for the stage itself, there's some broken deltas in the background, like the castle is moving in like the opposite direction of some of the trees in the background, which makes the like sense of depth seems really messed up and warped. So that would have to be corrected. But beyond that, I think it's a pretty nice little stage. Definitely going to keep it on some level and probably just fix it up. Noiro 58 made this stage office from something called Blue Archive. Now, this was probably intended for tiny characters to begin with, but if that's a chair behind a desk, then we are insanely too big. We would be like stepping on that desk and kicking it around by the time we like we don't have to walk very far to the background to reach it, and we are ginormous. And also at the very top, there's a strip of exposed void. Um, yeah, I'll probably rescale this and also probably reset the resolution. Tartarus made this Kazoki stage from the Rapid Angel beat 'em up game. I actually think it's pretty good. The only thing I even struggled to find as a mistake was that if you jump, it takes freaking forever to get way up high in the sky. The only thing I could see myself doing with this stage is adding zoom to it, because I feel like it works pretty well as it is. Okay, Tarase also made this stage, Gojo stage from Genpai Tomaden. Now, I have some issues with this stage, but for all I know, the game is actually like that. So if we look at this moon in the background, we can see that it's like moving independently of those mountains, which is fine. But the way it currently is, it looks like the moon is closer to us than the mountain range. Because like like it should be static like the mountain range if it's actually further than the mountain range with this aesthetic. The second thing, which once again, this might be just like this in the game, is I assume we're on the bridge with these like pink columns. The columns behind us feel like they should be just ever so slightly smaller than the ones in the foreground to give the sense that they're a little further away. Because like the way your eye is like just assumes that to be the case makes these like further away columns behind you make it seem like they're bigger than the columns in front of you, which we like is a bad look. But once again, I wouldn't be surprised if the source game is absolutely like that. That may not be a mistake on Tarase's part. Probably isn't. Okay, Lily Mads made this Darius guidance stage atop the Titanic Lance, and something has gone really wrong. Okay, so I looked on Mugen Archive on the screenshot, and it looks like on the screenshot we are attached to the floor down there like we're supposed to be, but I'm guessing like something with this like resolution compatibility like screwed everything up. So like it definitely doesn't work on like default resolution. Um, it looks like there's definite potential here. I'll just have to try to like fix this so it works for everyone. And also, like, I know this is almost insane that I can tell this, but like, I'm pretty sure we have a sinking floor. Like, when I jump up, I'm pretty sure even if we were attached to the floor down there, that the floor would be sinking by the way this is moving right now. Yeah, something went very, very wrong. Uh, I'm gonna look into this one and see if I can fix it. Golnera YT and Amaran Tails made this Bomb Squad stage Doomshroom. I don't know what Bomb Squad is, but without context and without a soft spot for Bomb Squad, there's no way I'm keeping this. It's just like a picture of some fairy next to a block. So, yeah, no. Papa's Fan 8UTTP. I don't know how to, like, is that supposed to be pronounced Butt P? Like, is it pronounced Papa's Fan Butt P? Made this wheelie stage. Like, I think it's from something called, like, Wheelie the Car. I originally thought it was going to be a Happy Wheel stage, just like the way it looked. I don't know, even though that wouldn't quite made sense. But is this what the real art of the game looks like? It looks so off. It's so bad. It looks like somebody just scribbled in MS Paint, so to speak. But I'll follow this under no way am I keeping this, but maybe it's fine, technically. Maybe this is accurate. IKEA the Kid made this Minesweeper stage. Now, if this thing was crystal clear, like super sharp, and didn't have all this blur all over it, it wouldn't be too bad as Minesweeper representation, but it is a blurry mess. Also, when I was getting this, it conflicted with another stage that I already had called Minesweeper, so I had to dig that one out and see what the hell it was. Yeah, so here's the other stage that we already reviewed on a different stage select video called Minesweeper, which is noticeably sharper but doesn't have a lot of outside of the floor, a lot of Minesweeper representation on it that people would recognize as Minesweeper, I don't think. So, who knows? Which one do you like better, guys? Eduardo Morietti made these 3 separate worm stages. We got Worms Prehistoric, Worms Arabic, and Worms Arctic. Okay, for Prehistoric, now first off, I'm pretty sure the Worms characters like stand on top of this like a platform floor instead of like a normal fighting game floor. So technically, I think the characters should be up there. But the other big problem with these stages is they have a lot of foreground objects that completely obscure the characters. Like you can see right now that both of my characters can hide behind this egg. And on the other end, there's another big fossil that's blocking my characters. If I make an edit of this, I'm going to have to go in there and make transparent versions of these foreground objects. Now to show off Worms Arabic. Same sort of deal. I think like the worms in the game are actually standing on top of this floor here. And there's a tree in the way. It's not as bad as that egg. And on the other end, we got yet another tree kind of blocking the characters. And finally, out of this step, we have Worms Arctic. And we got a pole over here blocking the characters. And we have this big like road sign blocking the characters over here. None of these are bad looking stages, by the way. I kind of like them regardless. I think I'm going to try to do something with them. Next up, we have Detroit Downtown Main Street from Robocop Arcade. Now, the floor is just sort of a black void, but that might be source accurate. I'll get back to that in a second. Yeah, it's a city, grungy city street. It's not that bad looking pixel art wise. If we go all the way to the left here, we have an animated cop car, which is important in a second. Now, when I got this stage, I'm like, didn't we already review this stage on a previous video? So, I was in fact right. We have this stage called American Way by Rio Win that we already reviewed that's also from this. The big difference between this stage and the one we just looked at is this stage has a parallax floor and has like probably a higher sky. So yeah, if you want this like nicer parallax floor that doesn't look like a bad black void, then I would go with this version easily. Yeah, but we don't have any animated car on the left. And I think the street light was also animated in the other version. So that's also like something that could have been improved. Okay, next up we have Kid Picks Soccer Field by 3 people here. Rugrats, The Brothers Flub, and Cat Scratch Lover 2000. And oh boy. Okay, so this is in the no hopers category. We got this nasty blurry picture of a dog on a soccer field. And even if that wasn't bad enough and never keepable, there's a bound pull error. Yeah, see, like I'm walking right as Kung Fu Man and is pulling the other character to the left. Or it's a pull him to the right, not left, sorry. And also, we can basically just walk right off the stage. This stage is, like I said, a no-hoper. Mirko Flores made this Gacha Life stage, Gacha stage. And it's a sharp enough picture and high-res enough picture that looks nice. But we've got a big problem of... Oh, and the scale looks fine, I think. But we got a big problem of... I don't think there's enough source image here to really, like, work as a Mugen stage. Like, we have a obvious open sky and sun, like all this clipped off art. Can't even extend the sky easily by just, making more blue up there. Yeah, unfortunately, I think this one's gonna be a pass, even though it looks pretty nice and probably could have worked otherwise. Bruce HR made this Terraria stage, Terraria Forest. And with some rescaling here, I think I could actually quite like this. Makes a nice little pixelated forest. Just needs to rescale it a bit for normal sized characters, and I'm good to go. Maybe we're walking off the stage a little bit too much, but that also would easily be fixed while I'm down there working on other things. A Pop Pause fan made this Through Space stage, the tutorial stage. I don't know what I'm looking at. It's just a bunch of shapes and lines to me. Maybe if I was familiar with Through Space, this would make some sort of sense, but to me, it's just a bunch of squares. Then Deckart made this stage I don't know it's from called Cuss Red Omelet. I assume it's supposed to be Cursed Omelet, but it's spelled Cuss Red Omelet. Okay, so we got a big omelet in the sky, in this orange field, but we've got some serious walking on a picture syndrome because we're totally walking on these characters that are just standing around, or pasted onto the stage is more like it. We got Sonic EXE over here and what looks like a purple axolotl thing. I don't know what that is. But the definite, like, even if I was inclined to keep a picture of an omelet in the sky, the fact that I'm walking on these characters would have disqualified the stage for me personally. Anime Master made the stage just labeled Raiden Shogun. And it's a gallery stage of showing off this girl who I assume is called Raiden. I assume this is like Anime Master's waifu. For what it is, it's well made. This is a real tough one for me. Like, it is well made, but do I really need a stage with this girl over and over? Yeah, put a big pin on it for me, but whether you like it is totally up to you, guys. Okay, the same people that made the Kid Pix soccer stage made this Namco 50th anniversary menu. It's another no-hoper. Like, it's just so blurry, and there's no floor. I don't think I have to justify this much, but yeah, this is a definite no-keeper. Also, it has bound pull error. If I walk to the right, it pulls the opponent to the right as well. And I'm walking completely off the stage. So yeah, totally busted, blurry mess. Okay, we have another adaptation of Crossroads from Roblox by Swoog. And I see some serious color loss, and the scale seems to be off as well. And we see the picture is like pasted on top of itself up there at the top. So if I was going to keep this, I'd AI upscale it, rescale it, and trim off the picture at the top. Because, yeah, that's got to go. It is just on the, like, border of should I bother. All the remaining stages in this video come from something called Heavy Weapon. And there's probably like 12 of them. We got online training, online survival, online mission, survival, Red Star HQ, Caliber City, the Badlands, Quake Acres, Tankylvania, Triassic Park, Geiger County, Napalm Strings, Concussion Coast, Tundra Flats, and yeah, so there's quite a bit of them. Let's go through them real quick. So first we got online training. And it's a very, like, low detail, like, I guess, snowscape background. There's nothing technically wrong with it. And, I guess if you need another snow background, this doesn't hurt to have. And then we have online survival. It's this orange cityscape background with some, like, barbed wire at our feet. I'm guessing that, like, the size of that barbed wire means our character scale is way off. But, I've seen some of the other heavy weapon packs, or I've seen some of the other heavy weapon stages already before recording this video, and scale is not something that's going to be consistent throughout these heavy weapon stages. Next up, we have online mission. Now, I really wish it wasn't so blurry in the background, because this wouldn't be that bad of a picture if it wasn't blurry. And we got some very short grass. I'm wondering if our scale is once again off just due to the size of the grass next to us. Because I have a feeling that's not supposed to be like foot level grass. I think that's supposed to be like a little bit taller weeds. This game's probably full of chibi characters most of the time if I had to guess, but I could be way wrong. Next up we have survival. Not online survival, but just regular survival. And see, the barbed wire is slightly bigger this time. And the cityscape is completely like blown up. So it's not that bad of a stage, honestly. I could see some use for some like devastated city state backgrounds. Next up, we have Red Star HQ, and we're outside at like airport hangars. And the scale within the stage itself is totally all over the place. Now, if we like look at this like base in the background and the double doors, now imagine what the door on the side of this plane must be compared to that door. Like these look like pretty big freaking planes. So like even within the stage itself, the like internal scaling is crazy. Oh, and this fence in the background, that fence would have to be sky high compared to this plane. Yeah, it's all over the place. And then we have Caliber City. We've got sort of like a Russian city background at sunset going on a like city or like maybe a highway overpass overlooking it. It's not too bad. It's a bit blurry again, but it's not too bad. Uh, I don't know. I'll probably keep it. Then we have the Badlands. We've got this like sunny desert, or maybe it's not that sunny because it's not like blinding or anything. But the big issue I see with this one, it looks like we have like very slight bad rip on it. Like there seems to be like a blue halo probably taken from like whatever it was separated from, hanging on the edge of these dunes that they look a lot better without. So yeah, that's one flaw I see in this stage, but it's not that bad. We have Quake Acres coming up next. Another devastated landscape with like a blown out house and maybe like I think this is a tank hanging back there, even though it's kind of blurry, it's hard to see. It's not too bad once again. Wow, this tank is so blurry. I think there's maybe a top on top of it, but it's like blurred out. I can't even see it. Then we have Triassic Park. It's a nice forest stage, maybe kind of a forest mix of a jungle and a volcano in the background. Once again, there's sort of this like bad rip halo hanging on the tree line, which kind of bothers me. It's not that bad though. Of all the stages I put on or from heavy weapons so far, I feel like this is the most just keepable without doing anything. Next up is Geiger County. Pretty sure this is outside of a power plant. Like I think that's a Simpsons style power plant, nuclear power plant in the background. Not to mention the name is Geiger County, so that kind of gives it away. It's a decent enough little forest background. I'll probably keep it. Then we got Napalm Springs. It's basically an oil field with some, I don't even know what those are called back there. Once again, the internal scaling isn't very consistent. I would consider that stairway to be look like it's closer to us than the oil wells. So, yeah, it looks off. It's not that bad though. It's just probably, I mean, I'm sure that's how it is in the source. It just feels like I still notice it's off. We have Concussion Coast, which is a little beach outside of little strips of islands. I do not know why the water looks like this. I feel like that hurts the stage quite a lot. Like, it should just not be there at all and just let us walk on this strip of land. Uh, yeah, that hurts it quite a bit, enough to almost make me not keep it, just on that alone. And for the final stage of this video, we have Tundra Flats. It's another ice mountain stage. And the only issue I have with it is like, can we see the skyline through this like faded mountain? Like, I know it's in the mist, but like, should it really be reflecting the sky like that off the mountains? Like they're transparent, like they don't exist. They're a ghost mountain. I think this one's pretty keepable, honestly. And yeah, that's that for that video.